Time has been a great riddle before all rishis, all scientists, and all the intellectuals. This has been a great question before the humanity as to what the time is and why does it exist and what are the implications of its existence. Today, we will discuss a few aspects of time. First, we will discuss the Western approaches about time, their thinking, and then thereafter, we will consider the Eastern approach, particularly the Indian approach, and thereafter, as a conclusion, we will drive some important postulates about time. We will try to adopt an intelligent approach about time so that we are able to know its essence. Let's begin our first part of the discussion. What is time? The Western approach.
First, we consider the Western approach about time. The classical science postulates that the time is a physical entity that can be measured. It decides the beforeness and afterness of the events. They believe that the Big Bang was the origin of the world and the time both. No time existed before the Big Bang. In the classical theory, the speed of light is infinite and it takes almost no time to reach any point in space. It means that the light covers all the distances instantaneously. In the 20th century, two new discoveries made a dent in this classical understanding of time. The first was the general theory of relativity, which postulated that the time was a constituent ingredient of the universe. The other was the space. This theory told that everything existed in a continuum of space and time. The light has a finite velocity while moving through the space, and this speed of light is the maximum possible speed in this universe. In a way, the general theory stated that the time is an essence of the existence, including the life of all living beings. Without time, no existence is possible. The second amazing theory was the theory of quantum mechanics. It postulated that, like other things, for example, light, energy, radiation, etc., the space and time were also quantized. Space and time were also composed of tiny particles called quanta. The minimum size of space was the Planck's length and the minimum time was the Planck's time. Numerically, Planck's time was the time required by the light to travel a distance of Planck's length. But the interpretation of such a hypothesis is quite unreasonable. If the time is quantized, then the universe exists during the quantum of time and the intervals of space between them. In other words, the universe exists equally well in time and outside the time, in space and outside the space as well. This is the most absurd result because it creates something called quanta of time or the quanta of space, which is neither essential nor necessary for the purposes for which it was created. The scientific view of the time gives three different views about it. The classical view, the general theory of relativity view, and the quantum mechanics view. All these three views hypothesize about its pragmatic value, its apparent quality, its discreteness, etc., but no one ever had spoken about the essence of time, what the time is. Western philosophers had also devoted their time to find the essence of time. All approaches are not taken up here because of the paucity of time. Only a reference to Immanuel Kant is sufficient. Immanuel Kant of Germany propounded that the time was not real. it existed only in the minds of the viewers. A viewer, that is a human being, observes the world and receives a sensation through his senses. This sensation is then rearranged according to the categories of understanding of human mind. Space and time are such categories in the human mind. Space and time are the windows through which the mind makes observation of the outer world. The human beings know this world only through these categories of mind. Nobody knows, nor can one know the real nature of the world without these categories of human understanding. But again, the problem arrives at the same point where it was in the beginning. If the space and time are all mental and have no objective existence, then where these new explorations are made in space, in water, or even on earth. Before seeking a final solution, we will try in the next episode to learn about the Indian approach to time also. Till then, goodbye.